Hi everyone, my name is Gabby and I am doing my full-time internship through Polar Electro. So a little bit of a description of the agency. So Polar sells heart rate monitors and sensors. Many of you might know them from like PE class when you wore maybe a chest strap is what they're kind of were big on back in the day a little bit, but now they have some new products that I'll show you later. But they have multiple sales departments, so they sell straight to the consumer. So maybe somebody just like off the street can come and buy a Polar watch just like you'd buy like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit watch, and then they call it B2B, so they sell to sports teams, whether this is professional or just like high school teams or teams of that sort. Then they sell to health clubs, and finally they sell to education, so PE teachers, and then they'll sell to universities. And this is where I've been spending my time as an intern, the education department. And then finally they'll sell to OEM. This is original equipment manufacturer. So in the XPhys lab, if you're working on a treadmill or elliptical, something of that sort, there's a little device in there that will pair the equipment with your monitor. So pretty cool. And they do offer a wide variety of products. They have wrist units, which are they're kind of more of now, more so than the chest strap, but they still offer the chest strap, and they even have chest strap for horses, which is really cool as well. It's something that it's interesting if you enjoy horses. A little background into Polar and their education division. First of all, Polar was established in 1977, and they've been originated out of Finland. So we report to people way back in Finland. So that's kind of cool and interesting. They invented the first wireless heart rate monitor, so they're the top dogs in this industry. They've been in school programs for 30 years. They've been used by 15,000 schools nationwide, ISU being one of them. And then they produce quality products that are backed by research. They have like 40 years of R&D, so pretty cool stuff here. A little on the devices specifically for education, since that's the department I work in. There's the chest strap you can see there, and then they have the EU Night Watch. So this has the live data display right on the watch face, so you can see what zone you're in, the time you've been working, and then calories. And then finally, the Verity Sense is a armband, so you can wear it on your forearm or up on your like bicep, and you still get heart rate from all of these. But obviously, the chest strap and the Verity Sense, you can't see your heart rate like right on that device. You would see it on the app, which is what I'm going to talk about next. So they do offer a web service. So this is how they kind of sell their products to education, is through their web service, because when students wear any type of the device, they will get a lot of cool data. They'll get some sleep data when they wear it to bed. And then if they're just using it like strictly in PE class, they get their heart rate variability. They get to see how long they're in each zone for, what percent of their heart rate max they're using. So a bunch of cool data, and it's a really simple app to use. So that's how they kind of try and market it to schools as well. And it's just good. It's good, and it's cool to know, like, how long was I working in that moderate to vigorous zone? Am I even working in the moderate to vigorous zone? And then the kids can kind of base their like RPE off of like looking at which zone they were in during what activity they were doing and what their heart rate was. So all that kind of runs in together. And then this helps me too with like relating the product back to the fitness exercise science. A little bit about the team that I work with. This lady right here is Allie Young. She is my site supervisor, and she is actually an alum of ISU. Her title is Regional Account Manager for Education, so she oversees the eastern part of the United States, and then there's another sales reps for the western part. And then along with the education team, there is a training and support specialist, so this person will train teachers on the Polar GoFit app that we talked about a little bit earlier, and then there's a marketing team specifically for educational purposes. So that's a little bit about the team. And then, so to get into my roles and responsibilities, so I'm the person who sets up the licenses for the schools with the Polar GoFit app. So if anyone has any issues or problems, I'm the one who responds to those emails or calls and fixes those problems for them. And then I've also have been creating, and I will be presenting heart rate and slash polar solutions to DePaul University coming up here shortly. So this is cool to show teachers, and it's going to be to future PE teachers, like, now you can see what zones your kids are playing in, and it helps them gauge their RPE. So that's kind of cool as well. And then I also attend trainings on different services Polar offers. So the Polar Go Fit is the app I kind of just showed and talked about. And then there's a Polar Club. This is like specifically for health clubs who choose to use Polar. And then Polar Flow is like for the individual. So like when I wear my watch, I use Flow to look at all my data. And then there's Team Pro. I haven't observed this yet, so I will soon, hopefully. And this is more ex-phys based. So I'm excited to see that and how that relates with exercise science. And then I also attend weekly EDU meetings. And during these meetings, we talk about how we can market the devices and products better, and what schools we can reach out to get Polar into their schools. And then I also create PowerPoints on Polar's competitors, so like Fitbit or Garmin, just like those different watches that do heart rate, MyZone, stuff like that, to see what data are they showing, and how easy is their app or whatever it is they have to use, and how can we make our product better, basically. And then I also have attended regional conferences, and I wear the product myself and I use it to get the full effect. So interesting experiences. I was able to attend, travel and attend a regional conference in Georgia. So this was really cool because I was able to network with a bunch of people. It was a conference specifically for PE teachers, so there was a bunch of different types of people there that I was able to talk to and get kind of feedback and advice from, so that was awesome. And this was the first and probably the last time I'll ever meet my site supervisor, because she lives in Florida and I'm in a remote position, so a lot of us are at Polar, so we all connect via Zoom. And during this conference, I worked Polar's booth, so that was really cool. I actually even worked it by myself at one point, so that was cool to see how I could interact with teachers myself and how I could answer their questions and relate their questions with my exercise science knowledge too. So very cool there. And then at the very end of the conference, Allie and I, we demonstrated Polar Go Fit. We had a little session and we had teachers throw on some watches and armbands that we brought, and then ran them through the Polar Go Fit system to show them, how easy it was to use and all this great data that you can get on your students and see how they improve their fitness. So some really cool experiences I've had so far, and I'm really enjoying it so far, and we'll see what the future holds for me at Polar. So yeah, thank you for watching.